Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Jennifer Aniston was on Jimmy Kimmel Live and decided to drop this bomb, which was actually about Jimmy's little daughter dropping a bomb. Yeah, I guess while at Jennifer's house, Jimmy Kimmel's little daughter used Jennifer's backyard as a bathroom.
Yeah. We talk about your children not using my backyard as a bathroom.
That did happen. That did happen
Last year, just Jane was a lot younger. She took a
She did.
And so they basically...
right on the lawn, right next to the pool.
Right next to the beautiful pool.
Yeah.
And then Molly said, do you have like a doggy bag for poop? And then they asked for 3 bags.
Yeah, well...
She's healthy.
Can I tell you something?
Wow.
So the kid just goes out there and just drops a deuce.
Wow. But, little kids, man, at a certain age, they just go when they go. It's pretty awesome.
I think it's also, my cousins were raised on farms, so when they would see the barn animals just go to the bathroom out in the yard, they would too, because they thought that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you never did that as a kid?
That I remember, no.
No, not that I remember.
I'll be honest, no. I don't remember ever dropping trow. No.
I'm very surprised.
One time, my buddy Andy did it on mushrooms in college, but that was, we weren't children.
I did it in Peru, but that was, I can't remember as a child. Yeah, and that I don't think that's ever happened. I don't know how I would be if I was over somebody's house, and especially if I don't know how close friends Jimmy and Jennifer are, but I think
close enough that they're hanging out at their homes.
That's but what if it was the first time? What if it was like, okay, you've been on the show, we get to know each other. Why don't you come over to the house? There's always the first time you go over to somebody's house, and the first thing your kid does is drop the. I think I'd be really embarrassed.
At least I was outside.
Yeah, that's true.
Like on a carpet.
That would. Oh yeah, and those celebrity carpets are probably like skillions.
Celebrity carpets.
Carpets of the rich and famous.
Yeah, you get them at the celebrity carpet store.
Of course. Yeah, you don't know where that is?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, it's in Hollywood Hills. You got to go visit the place.
Jennifer Aniston in person is super beautiful. I only say this because I saw the wax figure version of her in Orlando.
Okay.
The wax figure version, dude. She's got great legs.
Okay, this could be the dumbest conversation I've been in. I thought you were going to say you met her.
Well, I mean, it's close enough. Those things are really eerie, how much they look like the person.
I remember the picture of you and Tiger Woods. That was pretty neat.
Yep, that was pretty awesome.
Actually,
I was going up after him.
I thought it was actually him for a second. Then I looked at it and I saw like the little kind of sheen on it, like from the lights.
Wait, you really thought that Tiger Woods and I were, and we posed for a picture with him swinging a golf club?
For like a half minute,
Sometimes they look like wax figures, and other times I'm like Rev. That's like, wow, that looks like the real person.
Yeah,
depending on the lighting. Because if you shoot the picture the wrong way, you'll definitely see the glisten off of the wax. But there are times where it looks like that's the dude.
In pictures, they don't look nearly as believable. But when you're there in person, I got to say, like those wax figures, you could see stubble on their face if they're a dude. Obviously, I didn't look close enough for the women.
Then you know it's realistic if you can see stubble on the women.
But some of them were really eerie how good they looked. Obviously, like the historical ones, like Abe Lincoln. I mean, I don't know.
He looks like the Abe Lincoln I remember.
But Neil Patrick Harris looked great.
Wow, that does look like. Wow, that's totally Barney.
Yeah.
I love the pictures you take, though. You're just such an idiot, the pictures you take.
Oh, yeah. I was just testing to see how far I could go before the people that work at, was it Madame Trousseau or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, how would you say it?
It was in Orlando when we were there. I was trying to see how far I could go until they said, sir, you're going to have to stop.
Yeah.
And I was shocked by how cool they were with us touching these wax figures. Because like there's one where I'm grabbing the football from Dan Marino. They had no problem with that.
Wow.
There's one where I'm giving Walt Disney a back rub.
Yeah, look at that. It's maybe they've changed their policy, because when I went, and I think the one up in Buffalo, New York, near Niagara Falls, you weren't allowed to touch anything. But it seems like they're designing these so that you can be interactive.
And I think it's for the younger generation. We're very much the selfie, let's take a picture generation. And if you want people to come and show up and pay money, you should be able to take a selfie with these things.
Because I wonder why some of them have their arm in a situation where you can go arm in arm. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Albert Einstein pose like that before, but I get it. Now you can look like buddies.
Because my wife put her arm through his arm and it looked like they were like walking down an aisle together.
Yeah.
I got one with Jennifer Lopez. I didn't post it because I just look like a complete loser. Like I'm legitimately like geeking out that I'm next to Jennifer Lopez.
Where is that picture? Come on.
I'll have to find it and show it.
I can't believe you didn't post that. Really?
Well, I mostly posted just silly ones, but I got one like, just random people.
Yeah.
And I just like with Justin Bieber. I was like, no one's really going to care. Although I wanted to take my shirt off with that one, but my wife was not feeling that whatsoever.
Oh, dude, you
wish
should
you
have done
would
it.
have.
Yeah, because he's shirtless in it. And so I was like, I'll get shirtless with him, and that'll be awesome.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a great pick.
Yeah.
Oh, your wife.
Yeah, there I am with Jennifer Lopez. Plus, she wasn't looking at the camera.
Oh, she really would. No, she wasn't. Yeah, you were.
The only one where they got a little weird about me being a little touchy with the wax figures was the one with Peyton Manning.
Why is that?
Because I was trying to shove my head into his helmet.
Excuse me?
Oh, he has his helmet by his side. He's holding it next to his waist and his arm.
And I'm trying to wedge my head into the helmet, and somebody from there just kind of gave me like the hairy eyeball. Like, dude.
What are you doing, buddy?
Like, move away from the helmet, sir.
Wow.
Peyton Manning's a lot taller in person than I thought.
Well, he's a tall dude. I mean, usually if you're a quarterback in the NFL, the taller you are, it helps. Boy, he looks really stoic in that picture.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they put him in a Broncos uniform. Yeah, I mean, I guess that was the last team he played on. He won a Super Bowl with them. So at first I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I realized he had a good career with them.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Hey, someone said, hey, since you guys were talking about pooping in the backyard, are we going to talk about the Rev pooping outside in Kent? LOL, thanks, Migscast.
Yeah.
What happened?
He shared a story on the Migscast that just completely floored me.
What?
Yeah, Rev rage pooped.
It wasn't a rage poop.
What?
Yeah, okay, yeah, it really kind of was.
First of all, we were just having a conversation about, hey, when did you poop outside? And Rev's like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I'm not going to just give up that information. And I was hoping maybe people didn't listen to the Migscast, and I forgot how far of a reach that podcast really does have.
Yeah. What did you do?
Well, I had to go to the restroom on the side of a building because, well, I wasn't allowed to use the restroom of a gas station.
The gas station wouldn't let them use the bathroom because apparently it's not for... They didn't have a key
to use.
Somewhere it's not for customers.
Yeah, they told me no key, and well, it was either that or my pants, and I was in Kent, and I live in Tacoma. I wasn't going to drive 30 minutes in my car with
So he just decides to do it on the side of the building.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
What kind of human are you?
He kind of has to go poo.
What did you use to wipe?
Yeah, I really didn't.
Vicky, that was a question I didn't even bother to ask because I didn't want to know the answer.
It was one of those that I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I wanted to know, but I didn't.
Well, you don't have to ruin our breakfast.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Yeah, no yogurt for Steve-O today.
Well, just don't eat the chocolate pudding. You'll be fine.
I mean,
we work with a savage.
We do. He really is.
What else was I supposed to do?
Go to a Starbucks. They got bathrooms everywhere, and they have Starbucks everywhere.
At the location I was at, I went to a gas station that had a coffee place, and they had no public bathroom rest right on there. So I went to the gas station. At one point, I had to sit on the curb so I wouldn't crap my pants. So I was just sitting there hoping that I wouldn't do anything. I go to the gas station, and the jackass was just like, "Oh, no key, sir." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're a liar and you're an ass." And so I couldn't do anything. Like, I had to.
See, now I will go in and buy something. Just if they have no public restrooms, I'll go, hey, look, I'm going to get a cup of whatever. I'm just going to use your bathroom.
It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't no. They were just no. They were telling me no poops.
No poops in the restaurant either, no matter who you...
It was no restaurant. It was a coffee shop next to a gas station.
That's what I'm saying. The coffee shop itself didn't... I mean,
it was locked. It was like one of those drive-through ones. You couldn't go into it.
Oh, you were screwed. Yeah,
I was absolutely
screwed. Where did the baristas go bathroom?
You're right,
probably
Steve.
in their own fancy bathroom with friggin' lovely lights and.
See, I've had people do that for me. You must. If you look like a desirable customer, they'll let you use their bathroom.
No, they will not.
I've had it happen for me. And you know me, I'm a troll.
Can you say that you have Crohn's or like IBS and they're legally supposed to let you use the bathroom?
Oh, that's a good call.
That's a great call. But yeah, when it's just one dude working behind the counter who says no, and I ask really, and he's like no, it's like there's nothing that's going to happen. But
you didn't drop. Well, you did drop.
You dropped something.
You didn't drop. You have IBS. Steve's right. Why don't you use that? Because you do.
Well, I was kind of trying to keep everything in my pants, or from getting in my pants at that point.
Yeah, but
there's a lot going on right there at that point in time. When they say no, it's like, okay, well, then I got to try to find somewhere else, and then it ended up being a building.
Hey, somebody says most places in Kent are like that. Kent sucks.
Well,
I don't disagree with that.
Kent's about to have Dick's Drive-In.
Yeah.
I bet they have a bathroom for you, Rev.
Well, once it gets constructed, that'll be great.
It's constructed. I think it opens this week.
Really? I feel bad for Kent. I mean, they got Kent
Station.
Station.
It's the 12th it comes out. Or it opens.
I respect that you know that.
Well, it's my mom's birthday, so I'm like, woohoo, Dick's for everyone for my mom's birthday.
Sounds like a good idea. See, I mean, Kent Station is awesome, but there are parts of Kent where it's just like, they just have a battle mentality. They're not going to, just not nice to anybody just because of all the trouble sometimes they have.
And I was nowhere near Kent Station. There's plenty of places there that would have had that happen, but no.
I am, if I was you, Rev, I'd be so prepared. I would know all the stops, where I got to go, in between anywhere I'm going to go, because if I had to go to the bathroom like you, I would never want to be in that situation.
Well, that was the thing. I scoped it out beforehand because there was a gas station there. I thought it'd be safe. And then there was another gas station. I was like, okay, there's two places that potentially I have to go if I have to go.
Shut out by both.
Yeah.
Someone want to know, did you end up getting food poisoning from eating 2-week-old turkey leftovers?
No.
That could be why.
No, this was right after Thanksgiving, and so there was no issue there with that.
I wish Rev said something about his IBS, like you said, Steve, to see if they still said no.
Yeah, I feel like you have to.
Because then I'd dime him out. Then I'd be like, you know what? You deserve to be dimed out on the radio.
Then we wage war.
Yeah.
And we all poop on their wall.
Because I feel badly for people. Look, the older I get, the more I need a bathroom. And it does suck when you're not, I don't mind going outside because mostly I'm number one guy. And I got no problem going outside, except society doesn't want you to. So it's like, all right, well, I'm not home. You don't want me to go outside and you can't let me go inside. What am I supposed to do? And I get really frustrated at the fact that some places just aren't good about that. I know that they don't like, whatever. I don't know if it's transient, homeless. I don't know what.
Somebody said that there's full of homeless and drug addicts that go in the bathroom and shoot up and use the public bathroom. So that's maybe part of why they don't let anyone use it.
It's another reason why the government is just screwing over the law-abiding citizen by just not doing something about this homeless situation from a legal standpoint. Because it's the same thing when I was at downtown Philly. I had
There you go again. You hating on Philadelphia.
and it must be. It had to be the criminal element. What else it could be that they've got to lock everything. So I'm assuming it's because it's a bad part of town. But I had to go for the bathroom was on the other side of the hotel, and you had to go to the lobby guy, the guy at the front desk, to say, buzz me in. And you'd run over there, and then a customer would come up, and he wouldn't see. He wouldn't know you were there, and it was so frustrating. It's not like even a code. They wouldn't even give you a code. They literally wanted to buzz you in. That was the only way they let you in their bathroom.
Well, just do what the Rev does. Apparently, go outside the building and poop on it.
That's a great idea.
Oh, so now it's a great idea. Yeah. See, now you're on my side.
I want to go out and just poop on the Rocky statue. I'm so pissed.
You watch your mouth, brother.
Oh, seriously, dude. That town is... Oh, don't get me started about that town.
Could you imagine if they had surveillance video and all of a sudden we see on like Como 4 News?
Oh, yes.
Top story. Man defecates on the wall of a gas station.
The mad pooper.
And then all of a sudden you see it and it's everywhere and then we find out that way, like Rev doesn't tell us. How incredible would that have been?
Oh, that conversation was...
I was thinking about that. I was legitimately thinking about that when it was going down. I was making sure that I was nowhere near any of the roads or anything.
Damn.
Like, at least in view.
And he went right on the building. Imagine that you come out and you see that. Jeez, that's when I'd quit my job. I'd be like, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to go guess elsewhere.
I'm working with the dregs of the universe here. I got to find a better place to work.
Were you alone at least?
At that time, yes, I was alone.
Okay, good.
My wife was elsewhere.
And then he sat in the car for the rest of the ride to his house in Tacoma.
It wasn't really sitting. It was more kind of propping up against the back of the seat.
These are the parts that we don't need to know
Itchy
about.
butt.
Yeah, Lily.
And then his wife is like, okay, honey, laundry day. I mean, every part of this.
Again,
stuff is
these are
laundry
parts
day.
that we didn't need to know.
I hope you would have burned the clothes you were wearing.
I didn't have to burn them. You can wash them and they'll be fine.
Except for the BMX tracks hanging out in your underwear.
Yeah, I'm not happy about this at all.
I'm pretty sure they're fine.
You still have them? I mean, I can see keeping your pants, but you got to throw that underwear out. That underwear is done. It's damaged beyond repair.
So much as I totally know what the Rev's going through. I had the same issue. Stopped at a gas station that I use, and they would not let me use the bathroom. I was in dire straits.
I'm that way on a plane. You know, it's like when they all of a sudden land or something, and then they go, well, we're going to be a couple minutes, guys. So we got to be like, no, dude, I timed this out. You have to let me off this plane, or you got to let me use the bathroom. There's no way we can just sit on the runway for 20 minutes. I'm going to die over here.
Yeah.
And yet they
ever worried that you're in the bathroom and turbulence hits when you're in the bathroom?
I know. Well, that's why I always sit. I never stand.
I should start sitting, because I was like, what if I'm standing and I'm going number one and turbulence hits and I get knocked out and then I'm just stuck in that bathroom for the rest of the flight.
Oh, plus you're also you're
that too.
Yeah, you're just basically you're rain birding everywhere.
And I embarrass my wife enough as it is. That's the last thing she has to deal with.
Yeah, see, I had that happen.
Your husband is in the bathroom, knocked out.
Yeah. I didn't get knocked out, but I had turbulence affect my aim, and I was like, okay, I'm never going to stand again. It was not good, dude, because it's not much room. Oh, it was like I had to wash the whole place off because of the turbulence. It was that bad. I'm like, I can't be the guy leaving the bathroom like this.
Someone says that someone with IBS as well. Starbucks, a lifesaver. They're everywhere, and they will usually let you use the bathroom.
I wish there was a Starbucks around that area. There just wasn't.
Isn't that funny? Like, typically, there's a Starbucks everywhere except for when you need one.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
So, sorry for everyone's breakfast, too.
Ugh. All right, well, this is a perfect way to lead into our next guest, huh?
Goodness, I'm sure she doesn't have stories about this.
No,
she probably heard this.
Yeah, but she is at the historic Everett Theater tomorrow night.
Yes.
It's our bud, Sarah Colonna. She joins us. She'll be in studio at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, we always love having our guests in, and it's great that she's back, and she's going to be in Everett. Please welcome to the show, Sarah Colonna.
Sarah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
You'll be at the historic Everett Theater.
Historic
I love how
Everett
it has
Theater.
Historic in there.
I know.
Yeah.
It does look really nice. Have you ever been out there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I never, I was looking it up, obviously, just photos and stuff, and it looks super nice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
and I'm
cool
excited.
theater.
Yeah, I'm excited to perform there. I've never been out there, so.
Everett's a beautiful city.
How you say that? So like,
well,
I know they were like, "Do you want to stay downtown?" I'm like, "I'll stay downtown the first couple of nights."
Yeah, see how that goes.
Yeah,
Those fun parts of Everett, and the historic Everett Theater is really cool.
Yeah, no, it looks awesome, and just like the people that have been responding that they're going and stuff seems like just nice people. Washington has nice people.
And I know our buddy Andrew Rivers is going to be a part of it, or Andrew Wivers.
Andrew
Rivers, I love him.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, and you know who's hosting the show?
Yes, I was about to say you have a certain familiar face hosting the show.
John Ryan.
That guy.
Legendary Seahawks punter John Ryan.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he was like, I think I want to host it. And I said, I wasn't sure he'd want to, He had hosted once for me at the Triple Door down here.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun. But I was like, I just thought he was going to go out and just introduce. Like, he went up and fully did
a set?
a set. 5 minutes, nothing crazy.
Still, that's more than just introducing.
5 minutes is a long time when you've never done comedy before.
Yes, because that's open mic was the most terrifying, and they only gave you 5 minutes. Yeah, that's a beating.
I was sort of like, oh no.
Yeah, because I've had some friends that said when they first started doing comedy, and they said, 5 minutes, that's going to be, I think Craig Gass even once shared the story. He's like, 5 minutes, that's easy. And he said,
no, it's the longest 5 minutes of your life. Yeah.
And you're a minute, and you're like, that's probably 10 minutes by now, huh?
Yeah. And he was so funny. He wrote actually well-crafted jokes, and everyone was like, "Did you write those for him?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. That was the first time I heard him." So, and he said he's got all new material for the show.
Look at that. He clearly just goes off on the Seahawks. He's just a blaze of glory.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I think.
Let me tell you about Pete Carroll.
Well, if you want to see the possibilities of that's tomorrow night, 8 and 10 o'clock show.
No, just 8 o'clock.
Oh, all right, never mind. I'll take that right off the dang list. All right, like I said, it is an 8 o'clock show. That's it. There's only going to be one. You know what? John Ryan and Sarah Colonna only do one show in this town. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, we go once, we leave.
So if you want tickets, you want info, just go to historiceveretttheater.com. Plus, you got a new special. Is that true, or am I saying is that wrong too?
I think that's wrong too.
Jesus, really? Everybody today?
But I have a special that's on Amazon.
Yeah, that's the one. But I thought that was. You know what? I saw this and I thought maybe I'm the idiot. I thought this has been around for a while, but it says it on my thing. I'm not going to argue.
I mean, people are welcome to go watch it.
Well, you're still there on Amazon. I can't feel my legs.
Yes, exactly.
Can you still buy the album, or is that no longer available?
You can do that too.
Are you still Sarah Colonna?
Yes, Sarah Colonna.
That's the thing that I want.
I have not changed my last name, so that really hasn't changed.
Well, here's what I know is cool. Only because we had this talk off air. First of all, I was just Steve and I both applauding you for your role on Insatiable, which is on Netflix.
Yes, thank you.
Great TV show that Steve's watched more episodes than I have. I'm still powering through it. But Steve,
we binged through it, my wife and I, right away. We were like, "Oh, the Sarah show," and I was like, "Oh man, I hope like when you know someone, you like someone, you want the show to be good." Or like me with music, a lot of times, like, please let your band not suck.
Yeah,
because you don't want to have that awkward thing where you're like, "Yeah, it was good."
Oh yeah,
and we fell in love with it from the first episode, and it's cool because sometimes you have to tell people you got to get through the first couple of episodes, and then you're going to really love this show. Whereas with this show, it's like just watch the first episode and you'll be hooked.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, it's a satire. It's over the top. It's crazy, but then it's got like all these kind of fun, real moments too. But then it just goes off the rails again, and you're like, "What is happening?"
And I want to give you credit. It's going to be an awkward moment.
Okay,
I got to give only because again,
BJ and I always have an awkward moment.
It's an awkward moment only because the fact that you come in, you hang out with us, you're really like a bro of the show, and also you're married to John Ryan, former Seahawks punter. So you don't ever want to talk anything about this sexy time at all about somebody's wife.
Oh gosh,
but the first
to get awkward.
But the first episode, when an actor is good, I've always thought whenever I did acting classes, the toughest thing for me to do was to act sexy. Like if they said act like you're a loser, act mad, act whatever, I could do that in the acting classes, but I could never pull off acting sexy. So in the pretty much the opening scene, we see you're basically, hey, I'm going to try to be, and you even describe your character just as like, I don't know what it was, a pageant whore or whatever the hell you called yourself. Yes. But I was like, look at Sarah go. She's actually
a drunken whore, I believe she says. Yeah. That's what she calls herself.
Yeah, something. And then you're pulling the sexy move, trying to show off a little skin,
little cleavage.
And I'm like, I don't know Sarah to be like this. I felt like maybe I shouldn't be watching this. Maybe I should shut this show off.
I don't reveal too much. Luckily, that's I think the first thing my mom asked me. She's like, you don't show your boobs or anything, right? It's like, no, I don't.
But good job.
Go watch episode 6, Mom. Everything else is awesome.
Well, with Netflix, you just don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're going to have to do.
But it was a fun show to work on. And then we got a season 2, so we start filming that in March, and we'll have a new season next year.
And then another piece of good news, which I didn't know, and is going to get me like, okay, I got to really make sure I get this season under my belt. And Sarah, my daughter, is going to love this too because it's one of our favorite shows. You can tell us this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you are going to be on Shameless.
Yes.
Which is an amazing Showtime show.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I wasn't sure. I auditioned for it. I didn't know how many episodes it was going to be. They said for sure 1, it might be recurring, and then ended up in 5 of them. So I was like, it's not a huge part, but it's a good part, and it's a really fun part. So I'm excited. I can't wait for that to air.
So the second half of this latest season is in January, and so sometime late January, February, we're going to start seeing you on that show.
Yeah, for the last 5 episodes.
That is pretty rad. That to me, I was just like, what?
I know. I had fun, and I was like, I got to go to the wrap party, and I was all excited because, like, first of all, I hate going to those things because you don't know anyone. You just worked. I worked with the guy that plays Carl. Like, I didn't work with William H. Macy. I didn't work with everyone. I was only there for 5 episodes, and they've all been together for 9 seasons. So I'm like, going to these things is so weird where you're just like, hey, I was on the show.
What's up, castmate?
Yeah, but John was home, so I was like, okay, we'll go. Like, we'll make ourselves go to this, and he was like, it'll be fine. We'll stand in the corner, eat some free appetizers, and leave, just like we do at every other party.
My man.
Even when we know people.
Yes.
So, but I did, like, William H. Macy was there, but I didn't say anything to him because I didn't work with him, so I didn't want to be like, hey, I was on your show.
Right.
Like, I guess I hadn't thought about that, but if you don't do any scenes with the guy, even though it's his show, how's he going to know you were on the show either?
Yeah.
If you got trashed and went out there, like, let's get matching Shameless tattoos or something like that. Like, solidarity. We're a team now.
Yeah. Be like, I got your face tattooed.
Yes.
On my arm.
And the guy you work with on the show, I mean, what's he like in his maybe early 20s? 20s at most? Because Carl was a young dude when the show started.
Yeah, I think he's 19 or 20.
Yeah, so it's not like you're going to hang out with that dude because he's just, you guys are from different generations.
No, in fact, he came in. He's such a nice guy. He came in, I guess he went up to the bar, and they were like, no, like, we can't give you a drink. And John was like, should I offer to buy him a beer? I feel so bad. It's like his own rap party, and he can't have a beer. And I was like, I don't think you can either. He's like, no, I guess I can't. But, and the kid I was like, oh, that kind of stinks. You can't have it. But then I realized, like, oh, you aren't 21. That's why.
Right.
But you seem like you are because you're on the show at your own party.
If you watch Shameless, you know what? Carl just wanting a beer is like the least harmful thing he's ever done.
Totally, right?
It's like, give the kid a beer. Maybe he won't set fire to somebody. What do you think?
Exactly. Like you would think, you kind of forget that those people don't drink in real life.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, congratulations, because, they've got quality actors on that show. Everybody, I've watched that show for a long time, and I think to get a job on that show, you gotta be able to act.
Yeah, it felt like it definitely ran. It was cool to see the difference too between like the first season of Insatiable, which I had just done, and then this show, which has been on for 9 seasons. Like just the difference in the way they're run, and both very good and very interesting, but just like
better catering.
Shameless is just like a machine. Like they're just like, this is how they've been doing it for so long that they know exactly how to do each thing that they're doing, and then they're like, okay, we got it, and you're like, are you sure
Yeah.
Are you sure? Did I do okay? I guess we're done.
Yeah, it's a big season because their main character, one of the Emmy Rossum's character, Fiona, is actually done at the end of this year. I don't know how it's going to wrap up because we haven't seen it, but
I do, because I had the script, but I can't tell anybody.
Spoil it.
Wow.
Could you imagine? Yeah.
BJ's always spoiling everything for everyone else. I feel like you got to spoil it for him.
Listen, she can't.
I know you can get in trouble with the job, but it's worth it to spoil something for BJ.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, I've already filmed it. They can't fire me now,
exactly.
right?
That's a good point. It's not like you could ever get blackballed in Hollywood. That never happens to anybody.
No, not at all. Nobody ever gets mad at anyone.
We're talking to Sarah Colonna. She's at the Historic Everett Theater tomorrow night. One show at 8 o'clock. Tickets and info at historiceveretttheater.com. John Ryan is going to be there opening up the show.
He is.
And, of course, a good friend of the show and also a really, really good comic. Andrew Rivers is going to be there. And Andrew is blowing up. I mean, he's so damn talented. And
He's so funny.
I love that he and John have sort of had a little bit of a relationship too because of the videos they did.
Yeah. I think John took him out to show him how to punt or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Andrew's really funny, and I worked with him at the Tacoma Comedy Club, Tacoma first, and then like I'll they don't always have him back at Tacoma with me just because I think to mix up the show, obviously for people that are repeat customers. But I worked with him in Appleton. He came out to Appleton, and then I was like, hopefully he's working in Everett with me, and they said, yeah, he is.
Oh, that worked out well.
Yeah, I'm glad. He's really funny. And it's a good mix, I feel like, because then it's like we don't do any of the same type of material, and then I don't know what John's material is because it's all new, but I assume we don't do any.
I can't believe he's writing a set. Of course, that's
how fun is that, though?
Yeah.
I know. Someone asked me, they were like, so is he like on tour with you now? Is that I was like, no, he's staying ready for football. He's not ready to go on tour just yet.
You'll have to thank him, though, because when he put out his big, an incredible tweet, thanking the Seattle franchise, the fans, one of the main things that he brought up was the fact that he was able to say the word butthole on our radio show. That was, I was like,
thank you for that.
This heartfelt goodbye, and somehow we've made our way onto that tweet. That was like a career high for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of football players on, but they nothing ever memorable that they wanted to remember it.
Yeah.
And Steve was right. It was like, look at that. We helped him realize a dream.
Yeah. No, he's very proud of that accomplishment. Of all the things he's done in Seattle, that's one of his main ones.
Well, he says, I have so many amazing memories over the past decade, from our Super Bowl 48 victory to throwing a touchdown pass in the NFC Championship to breaking the record of how many times a person could say butthole in one radio interview.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing ride.
Isn't that something? That is so great.
Nobody can pen a goodbye quite like John.
No,
say that.
He's a regular Shakespeare, that boy.
Yeah.
We got love before Paul Allen and John Schneider and the coaches.
That's true. That's just Steve. You made an impact in that man's life.
Buttholes for life.
That's what it is. Buttholes for life.
I do love the ending of it where he says, you embraced a pale-skinned, red-headed Canadian with a speech impediment and made him feel like a superstar. I will forever be grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you, Seattle.
Aww.
I mean, you know what? It's that kind of quirky, sort of misfit toy kind of person that comes to this town and does well. It succeeds because I feel like we're all kind of like the island of misfit toys out here.
Yeah,
And
it's very true.
Perfect fit for John Ryan. And of course, you know, it's just the way he played the game. He gave us a lot of great moments to the point where we're just like, what is that guy doing? And then it turns out to be something successful.
Yeah. I know. He loved playing here. We both miss it here. He loved it here. Like, and then the crowd, like I don't know, the people, just the fans, obviously.
Yeah.
They're just so into it and so fun. I don't know. It's just like such a fun football town. Obviously.
Did you notice a difference in the fan base and just the attitude? I obviously was in Buffalo for a little bit. Did you notice a difference when you would go there as opposed to Seattle?
Yeah,
because Buffalo fans get crazy. They throw people through like tables during their tailgating party. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
I only was there for one preseason game. That whole thing, we weren't. I don't know what happened there. Like they had him come out to compete with another punter, and then they got rid of both of them and then hired someone off a practice squad from New England, and then they got rid of that guy and brought back their other punter, and then just now they got rid of that guy again and have another punter. So I don't think they knew what they were doing, because John was like, I don't think I'm going to be on this team. Like, I don't know what's happening here. But, you know, he went, obviously, when they asked him to. But he liked it. He liked the people. He liked the team. He liked the coach. And obviously, Hauschka's there. So I had a friend automatically. I was like, oh, Lindsay Hauschka's there. Cool. I have someone to hang out with in Buffalo. But it wasn't fun. It was definitely just a different experience, but it was fun.
Yeah.
But I was only in one preseason game. So when I watched
watching those videos of the tailgating parties that happen in Buffalo Bills games, and it's just
I know, like
insanity.
They throw people through tables. Like I wanted to go. I wanted to see one of those really desperately, but I didn't.
It is too bad, because I used to live in Western New York, and of course those fans deserve better management than they're getting. And it may not be like the coaching staff, but the management team itself. Just how you describe that makes me feel so good about Seattle, because that kind of ridiculousness that's just stupid to go through that many punters, and you see how the team is doing. They're not exactly, setting the world on fire in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And John's pedigree, it's like, how do you not at least give that guy a chance to...
I felt like bringing in someone that's been playing for 12 years and giving him a 1.5 preseason games was just like, I'm not talking bad about the franchise, because I have zero clue what happened, but but I just thought it was kind of
you
like...
should go full on Miko Grimes. just
yeah. Why are you tweeting like that, Sarah? I mean, there's Miko Grimes.
Yeah. You think there's not times that I've wanted to?
Oh, yeah.
She never stops. It's the best.
No, instead I do that. The only time I've ever lost my mind, did I ever tell you about the time I lost my mind on a fan in the stands when he booed John, and I just lost, my whole brain exploded, and I just lost my mind on him for the entire rest of the game. Like, what? I don't know if he'll even ever go. If you're listening, I'm sorry, by the way.
Well, he was in the stands and you were in the stands.
Yeah. And
okay,
started
so
booing
it's like a
John.
face-to-face losing your mind.
Yes.
Awesome.
Lost my mind. I was like, he's been on your team for a decade. How dare you? One bad punt. And then the next one was like 60 yards. And I was like, is that good enough for you? Like, I wouldn't let it go the entire game.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you have any idea that you were closely related to the man?
I think he might have figured it out at that point. I'll tell you what, he'll probably never boo again at a game. But my whole head exploded. I was like, what's happening to me? Like, the heat was like rising in my chest.
And that's like a tame Miko Grimes story.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I appreciate that. That's old school. You get in the face, actually in their face, rather than use social networks. Yeah, that's old school. Getting it done.
I can't imagine what everyone around us was thinking. They must have been like, this lady is out of her mind.
Oh, I would have been like, this is the best game ever.
I was with my nephew, who's 21. He's 20. And I thought I was going to turn around and he'd be horrified. And I looked at him and he was like, keep going. This is amazing. And I'm like, stop it. Don't encourage me. I'm so mad.
Oh, it's such a great show to watch that. I love that. Oh, that's great. Sarah Colonna, speaking of great shows, she's going to put one on for you. Historic Everett Theater tomorrow. That is 8:00 show. Andrew Rivers on the show with her, and John Ryan with brand new material is going to open up. Former punter John Ryan for the Hawks. He is going to be your opening act.
That's right.
That's a hell of a show. You want tickets, you want info, just go to historiceveretttheater.com. Don't forget, you can also, you can also hear Sarah playing a little beat mix.
Yes.
How about that?
We go head to head again.
Oh,
here we go.
Yeah.
Don't I always lose to you?
I can't remember.
Yeah, but you know what, Sarah, yesterday Steve did get this one wrong.
What hormone enables women to have a sense of smell superior to men?
Theremin?
No. What? Theremin? That's an instrument.
Vaginas.
No.
That's it. Yeah.
No.
Oh, boy. Yeah, how about that?
You had to play that clip, huh?
Had to play that clip. Yeah.
Can't even look at it.
Yeah. We were looking for estrogen. That was the answer. Sarah would have got that right if she was here.
I would have probably also said vagina.
Yeah. You want a shot for Sarah to play against you? Call us 206-449-1181. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.